Hi everybody, good afternoon. It's the Legend of Molly coming at you from the Royal Caribbean's Empress of the Seas. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, and we're going to show you all around the ship in this video, give you sort of what the idea is. If you're watching this video, you're probably coming on the Empress of the Seas. So we're going to show you everything there is to offer, from the bars, the pools, the food. Gotta talk about the food. Take you to the cabins, the arcade, the casino, all the good kind of stuff. And we're going to start right here with the pool deck. A pool deck, it's very small. I mean, this is the smallest and oldest Royal Caribbean ship in the entire fleet. So you do have only one pool. So if you have like a sea day on this ship, it would probably be kind of a nightmare at the pool deck area, I would say. Like right now we're ported in Nassau, so a lot of people got off the boat, so it's very, very pleasant. And the pool itself looks pretty nice. Also in the pool deck area, you have these 3 different umbrella structures, all with different things. One of them is a hot tub. It's got 3 different hot tubs. One is a seating area. And then you also got a booth over here where you can have a DJ play or you can have a band play, that kind of thing.
Which is the closest band area I've ever seen next to the pool.
Yeah. They also have a Jumbotron here. And the weird thing about their Jumbotron is that they play these like 90% of the time they play Chive TV, which I've never even heard of. And it's just like people making basketball shots or like bloopers of like skateboarding and things.
Like Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's very, very much reminiscent, but not as good as the clips you would watch before going to see the now deceased Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure at Universal Orlando. So it's like, it's not the worst thing you could have on the Jumbotron, but it's weird that it's like, outside of the movies, it seems to be on at all times. And sometimes on other cruise ships they would have just like Serenity kind of things, or they do concert hour. And here, no, it's you know, 20 hours of Chive TV, which is kind of weird. One thing they do have on this pool deck is they have a kids splash pad that seems more modern, and it's got some fun water guns and like fish-themed prayers. It's actually really pretty nice. Crab. All right, and of course the pool deck has to have a pool bar. We'll show you that in a minute. We're now down here at the pool bar. I'm drinking a Bushwhacker. Molly's drinking a Lava Flow. Pool bar does have the standard Royal Caribbean drink menu, but the pool bar, it's a pretty big pool bar. I will give you a heads up, if you come during like a sailaway or something like that, this pool bar is going to be very, very crowded. But at the same time, they do set up like spur pool bars. Like there's one over there, and then there's one in the buffet. So if you're coming during a busy time and the pool bar is packed, I would wander around a little bit. But no specialty drinks here besides the ones you might come up with in your imagination for Frozens, but pretty fun. Also to note that they still give you straws on Royal Caribbean as this recording, November of 2018, and other cruise lines don't. You just have to ask for one, and most of the time they'll give you one, especially if you order a frozen drink. And I'm all for saving Mother Earth and things like that, but to drink a frozen drink without a straw, it's a real struggle. It's very, very difficult to do. But that's the pool bar here on the Empress. Here's the atrium area on the Empress of the Seas, known as the Centrum. And it's, you know, kind of your standard old-timey cruise ship atrium. Not used very much. I think the entire 3-night cruise we were here, they only did one activity. Two?
There's one tonight.
There's one tonight, okay. But I will say they have really cool, like, these LED lights change colors. So it's a much more technologically advanced atrium than you would think. Now, it is kind of small, not a ton of space for activities. There is no lobby bar. No. Which is kind of a bummer. But they do have the big glass elevators, which are always fun. But yeah, there's the atrium. So one detail I love is these like movie reels that kind of go on the elevators. Like that's a really snazzy detail. Now coming at you from the Royal Theater, which is your big theater stage show kind of area. And there were 3 different shows on our ship. The first night was a welcome aboard show featuring a comedian, and he was fantastic.
Al.
Al?
His name was Al.
There we go, his name was Al. The second night was comedy and stunt shows, like juggling and things like that. He was fantastic. That was my favorite one. That was
Nat Baker.
Yep, I remember that one too. He was fantastic. I love that show. Tonight was their big singing and dancing show called 3, which was something about showgirls or...
Showgirls through the ages.
With random dance songs that have nothing to do with it. It was fine. It was like ladies dancing around in their underpants, so I was entertained. And normally I'm bored by these shows. They also had one where it's like the showgirls of the future, where they were in like Y2J kind of like glowing vests and things like that. And it felt like Tron Star Wars, so I enjoyed the ending. Overall, the shows have been better than I would have thought for a cruise ship of this size. We'll give you a heads up. There's it's not a terribly sized theater, but a lot of times they'll only run 1 show per night. And the sight lines are really not great. So if you want a good seat, get here early. Molly, anything to add about the theater?
No, I found it weird. It was only one show per night because if you're in late dining,
Yeah,
you
you're
couldn't
hosed.
see the show tonight.
Nope. But overall, the shows they exceeded expectations.
And the chair's not comfortable.
Oh man, I thought I was gonna come in here. I am so full and so drunk / hungover from the beach today that I just wanted to take a nap, and I could not do that. Also, I had some people sit down next to me, and it was like, have you ever been on the Navi River journey at Walt Disney World with 4 people in a row? You know the uncomfortableness of my my theater here. On deck 5 is the Schooner Bar, which is the piano bar on the ship. Got a nautical theme, runs the standard Royal Caribbean drink menu. The guy who's playing piano puts on a really good show. Not a lot of modern songs, definitely songs from like 20 plus years ago, but still, it's a fun time and a good place to spend an hour or two in the evening. So up here on deck 11, they have a whole bunch of relaxing kind of seating. Molly's showing off. I don't even know how you describe whatever this thing is.
It's like a nest. It's like a cursed child.
It's kind of like the cursed child symbol outside of the theater in London. They got one of these. They got some cuddle pod kind of things. And then one thing I really like about this ship, I've never seen this. This is cruise 18 for us, and I've never seen a cruise ship with hammocks before. And they have like 4 or 5 different hammocks. And guys, I mean, cruise ships are pretty relaxing. Cruise ships plus hammocks, super relaxing. Also up here, they will have shuffleboard. So if you want to play shuffleboard, go to deck 11 up in the front. A couple more of the seating arrangements here on deck 11. I will say, if you were like a person that loves sunbathing and tanning and that kind of thing, this is probably going to be where you want to go. Also, you would not get like the music and the shenanigans of the pool deck area. There are not too many seats in the pool deck area too, so if you wanted to sunbathe and they were out of seats by the pool deck, come up here.
It's also very weird that behind you can't cross over.
Yeah.
You have a bar.
I think that's one of those old ship kind of things.
Yeah, you can go in front. And
Yeah, you can go all the way around. On deck 6 midship is the Royal Shop, so that's where we go to buy anything from jewelry. There we go. Hi. The jewelry section, a pretty good sized logo store and things like that. There's also liquor sales, Cuba stuff, as this ship does go to Cuba a lot of times. And not bad stores. They have some cool stuff in here. We always buy the ship ornaments, so we got one of those. We did not buy any liquor this cruise.
No, we have plenty.
We have quite a bit at the old house.
Deal's not bad though.
No, yeah, the prices were good, and but the merch was pretty decent.
Very small for shopping though.
Yeah, if you're a big shopper, it's not the best ship for you. But what they do have is nice. There's our ornament. That's what we bought. That one right there. Have a whole little Christmas tree with them on it. I do love that Cozumel bottle opener. That's quite a thing. Anyway, yeah, shop's not bad. One cool thing about deck 6 is that throughout the entire ship on deck 6, there's this outdoor jogging track or walking path, so you can come out here and enjoy the ocean if you're at a sea day, or come out here just kind of stare at the stars. It's also a smoking area. Not many smoking areas on the ship. I think there's only 2. One of them on deck 6 and one of them on the pool deck. And they also have, it goes all the way around. A lot of times you go through something like this, it does not go all the way around, but this one does, including up to the front of the ship, the back of the ship. Get some really cool views too. And if you wanted to do like a sail away kind of thing without a lot of people, not a bad option either. Here's the casino on the ship. It's the Casino Royale, just like on every Royal Caribbean ship. And they actually have some pretty impressive slot machines. Like they have a lot of big slot machines. Not the biggest casino I've seen on a cruise ship, but also not the smallest. I do love that they do have some video poker. That's one of the few games that I would play. You're not normally supposed to film in the casino, so that's why I'm doing this segment while it's closed. But I also like that it's on sort of like 2 different decks. And I'm not sure if there's no smoking in here or what.
I don't think there's smoking.
Because it doesn't smell like smoke, and that's one of the things I despise about cruise ship casinos. Again, you get some of the larger level games on there, like a decks and a half. Some older style casino games with the actual spinning reels. And then you got your tables. A couple different blackjack tables. There is one thing, there's not a ton of tables here, so if you're somebody that likes to gamble table games, you're probably gonna have a lot of people with you. I think there's maybe 2 blackjack tables is what I saw, and that's like one of the most popular games. 2 roulette tables, which is nice. A lot of people like to play roulette. One thing I really like, and this is something I have never seen on any cruise ship before, and that is here at the Casino Royale and the Empress, they have sports gambling, and that to me is amazing. So I would much rather put $50 on a game, sit down at the bar and watch the game, than to do so. Like, so you walk over here and they have all the odds for NFL Week 9 that sort of shows while we're filming this. And like, unfortunately, we didn't leave port. We had some mechanical issues, but I was totally going to put money on the Thursday night football game, which is then on the big screens. I'm not sure if they do the college games or not, but we're here on a college football Saturday tomorrow. So if they allow betting on that, I would totally do that. But I love that they have sports betting available. I think that's awesome. And overall, the casino is definitely, for a ship so old, it's nicer than I thought it would be.
I love the 2 decks too, because you can see the casino from the deck
they look low.
6.
And I think if you're a gambler, you're probably going to have a good time on this ship. Welcome to the Windjammer, which is the buffet on board. It's located in deck 10 in the front of the ship. Normally the buffets are always in the back of the ship. This is in the front of the ship. You enter in. I'm showing you lunch buffet. They got beef burgers, chicken burgers, pork burgers. I didn't even know pork burgers were a thing. Hot dogs, french fries, and all the accoutrements you would want to top on your sandwich. One thing I love about Royal Caribbean is that they have a bar in the buffet area. So if you're having your meal and you want to grab a couple of beers, a nice mixed drink, because they do that really good Royal Caribbean bar menu, it's all there for you. Now, one thing that's new for lunch today, they have a crepe station over here. You get to kind of make your own crepes, and that is 100% where I'm going to go for dessert. Again, more places where you get plates and silverware, things like that. One thing I think is really nice is that they have a gluten-free corner in their buffet. Like, I do not have some sort of gluten allergy or anything like that, but plenty of people do, and they have lots of options for them. Well, not lots of options, but a lot of dessert options. So that's good. And then there's salad. I'm just going to completely pass right by this.
Free salad.
Oh, man. Couscous salad. That sounds like the worst thing in the world. Oh, we got back to normal food. We got steamed rice, mashed potatoes with gravy, Italian vegetable ratatouille. I have no idea what that is. Seen the movie a bunch of times. Ooh, ropa vieja. Interesting. Chicken and mushroom brown stew. Grilled fish sising. Then I like this. Their carving station today for lunch. Brisket. Weird sides or like accompaniments for brisket. Like you would think like barbecue sauce goes with brisket, but they got like horseradish and sambal and things like that. Also, the other thing I'm most excited on this buffet, check this out guys, bacon wrapped turkey breast. Anything wrapped in bacon is gonna be delicious. Look at this giant thing. This is pasta, baked pasta with chicken and vegetables in like a giant saucer pan. That looks really good too. Got over here fried rice with peppery beef caldereta, braised bok choy with a garlic sauce. That, you know, if you're a vegetarian, that might be very good for you. A couple different soups of the day over here, and the soups of the day they've changed locations too. Like yesterday, the soups of the day were over there by the desserts. Today, they're over here. And now the Empress does not have a pizza place, so your pizza comes on the buffet, and they've got a couple different pizzas. The pizza was pretty good, solid cruise pizza. Look at that right there. Vegetables, eggplant parm. Fun fact about me, I used to have a roommate that was obsessed with eggplant parm.
Ooh. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Sean was Sean from college was obsessed with eggplant parm. Fried fish, grilled pork chops with caramelized apple. That looks good. Then we got a couple more bread selections over here. Like, I'm not a big soup guy, but I love having some soup and dipping breads into it. Got some cold cut selections over here. And then it's going to finish up with some pre-made sandwiches. And I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there at home and you're being like, hey, Legend, what about dessert? Well, I skipped that on the buffet. Let's go to that now. And here we are at the desserts. We've got a crusted cherry tart, a raspberry mousse. I like that. Vanilla pound cake. You got some chocolate eclairs. You've got, looks like dulce de leches or some sort of caramel cheesecake, something like that. A blueberry mousse, and a chocolate bar cake. Pretty solid desserts. Now, the Windjammer, it's not very big, so seats are kind of at a premium, and I would say try to sit in this middle area here. If you sit by the windows, you get that greenhouse effect where you're going to be very, very hot during your meal. You'll get the good view, but you'll be uncomfortable very quickly. So I would try to sit up here towards the middle. Now I'm going to go get some of that brisket. The final lounge we're going to talk about is the Viking Crown Lounge. This is the only lounge that's really on the upper deck levels, and this is kind of the ship's nightclub, but it's got weird hours. And there's more weird things about it, but the hours are really weird, where it's like it opens the lounge around 4, It's popular for like diamond and platinum happy hour, that kind of thing. And then around 11 p.m. it becomes a nightclub.
You forgot the teen events.
Yeah, and there's like
10.
teen events in here. So I guess they kick all the adults out. So it's just a very kind of a weird space. Now it does give you a really cool view because you're up on the top deck, lots of glass, overlooking the ocean, or the city, or the port, wherever you are.
The weird thing is there's a gym.
Yeah, and then you get to the real weird thing because you see like the stairway up here, and you're like, oh, where does this go? Is this like a VIP section, more seating? Nope. Let's show you where this thing goes. Up the staircase we go. This is another one that runs the Royal Caribbean stock bar menu. I did want to show you it, but I just did not get to a chance to do that. But the stock bar menu is really good. And upstairs in the nightclub is the gym. This is the one port where it feels like, man, this is an old ship. Whose idea was this?
Run on the treadmill.
Run on the treadmill and watch people partying. Or a teen club. It's it's definitely a little weird. If you're a gym person, there's not a lot of gym equipment, so expect very, very kind of like a minor facility. But this is definitely a weird spot on the ship. Between like the limited hours lounge / teen club and right above it, the exercise room. Greetings on the Boleros lounge. This is on the back of the ship on deck 6. And this is kind of like their live music bar and also their karaoke bar. So they have a live Spanish kind of band that plays, as well as this is where you go come to find karaoke. But they also have some of the best drinks on the entire ship, where every other bar on the Empress of the Seas has a stock Royal Caribbean bar menu, which is very good. The Boleros one has a unique bar menu, which is exciting. A couple different things in here. I'm going to show you because there's 2 main pages. There's this one. And be careful with these guys because these are all going to be like house drinks. So if you're on that beverage plan, these wouldn't be bad to order, but you're also going to get some of the worst liquors out there. They also have your best selection of tequila while on board the boat, as well as your best selection of rums. Now these are the good drinks. These the $13 ones. So if you're on that beverage plan, these are the ones you'll want to get. The coconut mojito being one of my favorite on the entire ship. Molly, have you got a favorite drink while you're in here?
I like the...
Also a large selection of rums as well.
I forgot what it's called. Caribbean something?
Cooler?
Cooler? Was it Caribbean cooler on here?
I would think so.
Yeah, probably.
They also do things like tequila flights or rum flights as well, which are important if you probably are not on the beverage plan. But anyway, it's a solid lounge, comfy chairs, and a unique bar menu. Also located in the Boleros Lounge is Cafe Royale, and this is your coffee bar on board the ship. So if you want your espressos, your cappuccinos, things like that, this is where you go for your fancy. It's not Starbucks brand coffee, but it's that style of fancy coffees. So your lattes, your cappuccino, that kind of thing, you would come in here. So right outside Boleros is this area, and I'm not sure what this used to be because they had like, it's sort of like a host stand for a restaurant. But I will say the cool thing about this, these are some of the comfiest chairs on board the entire cruise ship. It is dinner time on the Empress of the Seas, which means it's time to go to the Starlight dining room. Going to go inside, show you the dining room, and show you what we're going to have for dinner this evening. So here's a shot of the main dining room here. If you have anytime dining, you're probably going to be sitting up here on floor 5. If you have early or late time dining, you're going to be sitting down below on floor 4. But it's a pretty good sized dining room. And for the older ship, it feels just like a dining room you see on most cruise ships. So obviously a lot of bigger tables down below if you have early or late time dining. They do have a piano player that plays at various times of the day as well. But overall, the dining room's been really nice, and now it's dinner time. So let's see what we're gonna have for dinner this evening. So here is what's for dinner tonight on night 3 of our cruise. Starters, you got a ceviche and arugula salad, a seafood cake, a roasted poblano pepper soup, and those are the ones that change every day. On the bottom here are the classics, and these are the same every day, so a little bit safer and things like that. So these are here every single day of your cruise ship. Caesar salad, shrimp cocktail, escargot, baked French onion soup, and a fruit medley. Tonight's special main courses, a Cuban chicken fricassee, I think that's how you say that. Big baked pan-seared filet of sole, chicken parmesan, beef short rib, Caribbean jerk pork loin, creamy wild mushroom risotto, and then you got your classics. Those are the ones that are here every night.
Hello, how are you?
And some desserts. Dinner every evening starts off with a bread assortment, and we got 2 or 3, maybe even 4 different types of breads in here. So there's my French onion soup. Exactly what you would think it would be. It looks really, really good though. And there's Molly's much fancier ceviche. So one of the highlights on this cruise has been the main dining room food. And tonight's main courses look like no exception. I got the braised short rib, and Molly got a chicken parmesan. Time for dessert. I've got the panna cotta. Molly does something interesting. It's a warm, dark chocolate cookie served with ice cream. Up next on the tour is the Challenger's Video Arcade here on the Empress. And one thing that I like is very important that before you go into there's a sign over here that says the Challenger's Video Arcade. It's open 24 hours, but you can set a arcade daily limit for your kids at guest services. So if you have kids, you might want to do that so they don't blow all their money in their arcade.
Or your boyfriend.
Yeah, if I get drunk, arcade and casino is where I'm heading. So there's good and bad things here about the arcade. And that is, the good is that they have a lot of very modern games. Like E-Claw, like all the games are super, super modern. They do have redemption games, so if you win tickets, you cash out your tickets here. A lot of prize games over here, your higher value stuff where you can win like a PS4 or I don't know, Apple Watch. I could use an Apple Watch.
You forgot the director.
Yes, and then some prizes that no one clearly wants. Unless you can tell the kids are not a large fan of director Orson Krennic from Star Wars Rogue One, as there are 3 of him. Nobody wants to have. I mean, if you're a kid, you're going for Poe Dameron. I mean, yeah.
If you're an adult, you're going.
Yeah, if you're anybody, unless if you have everyone except for the director. So the good part is that they have a lot of very modern games. The bad part is a lot of them are broken. So walking around, like Dream Raiders is one of the best arcade games out there, I think. It's got a motion base, and it's a really fun game, but it's broken. Moving along, it's not going to be the only game that's broken. Superbikes here has a legit Windows error screen on it. I mean, that's very broken. But then you do have some really cool games like Superbikes and Fast and the Furious. Flying Tickets is a really fun redemption game. But unfortunately, then you got other things like Terminator Salvation, really fun shooting game, but it's not functioning. Also over here, air hockey, working, fun times. And then there's like, I've never seen this game before. And I go to my fair share of arcades. I drag Molly to a bunch of FECs and crap like that. And I don't think I've ever seen The Revenge of Hammerhead. So this would be one I'd be more likely to play, but again, broken. And then finishing up, Chameleon Paradise, also broken. So maybe if you're going on the Empress of the Seas, you'll be there when the arcade games are working, and you're gonna get a very nice arcade. But if you're here on a ship time like me, you know, these arcade games, they look good, but if they don't work, they don't work. You should probably replace them with Pac-Man. There's only one upcharge restaurant on board the Empress of the Seas, and that's Chop Drill. It's on Deck 5 midship. It's open for both breakfast and lunch, which is kind of interesting. It's $22 for lunch, $35 I believe for dinner. Looks very, very nice. The menu looked great. I'm not normally somebody that could pay extra for food on a cruise ship, but if you had like a special occasion or something like that, this would definitely be one I would consider doing.
It's also used for sweets for...
Yeah, sweets for breakfast or something like that, yeah. Also, look at this couch right outside the Chops Grill. That's a fancy couch. Doesn't look very comfortable, but a fancy looking couch. So one thing that's really odd about this ship is in the back half, they have what I'm guessing used to be a glass elevator, and it's now no longer a glass elevator, and this tube only goes for like 3 or so floors. So it's really weird because it looks like, oh, this would be an elevator. You walk up to it and, no, I don't think it is. You would go to the button and be like... So it's kind of weird that this seems like it's an elevator that was put out of use and never removed. On Deck 9 is the ship's small library section, arranged by English books on one side and non-English books on the other side. One thing I think is kind of interesting about this is that they have a library books donation box, so that if you wanted to read a book on the ship and then didn't want to take it back with you, you could donate it there and have it live on in the Empress of the Seas. Deck 8 is home to the card room area. They got some different board games and chess, checkers, Monopoly, or if you wanted to bring your own cards, it's probably where you're going to go and play those games.
As the legend has had far too much to drink and is now currently passed out in our cabin, here I am filming the rock wall, located on deck 10 in the back. Neither one of us did the rock wall. It looks like 3 locations, 3 people at one time can use this. It did have limited hours. They did at one point though have a nighttime that you can climb the rock wall at night. It was open for an hour during there, and I think that would have been a very unique experience. However, I'm not a big rock wall person, so I don't know what to say besides this looked very difficult as it's slanted, and it's located here on deck 10. Also located on deck 10 outside the Viking Crown Lounge are ping pong tables, and then on the other side is a shuffleboard. So if you're looking for things to do, that's your sports here on the Empress.
Last but certainly not least, check out the stateroom. We're in 7684, which is a ocean view cabin up here on deck 7. And definitely one of the times you can tell that this is a smaller, older ship, as going along with that is a smaller, older cabin. Big bed, but it's like...
You have no room in between the wall.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room there. But I will say, like, one of the places that I'm happy too, because like some of the ocean view cabins here, you get a porthole, and we got a big giant window, so that was nice. And you also have like this giant shelving space back there. Don't really know what you would put there. Maybe that's where you could sleep a kid you don't like or something. But it's a big space. One thing I did not care for, the TV. The channels on the Empress of the Seas, hot garbage. You got like two ESPNs from the Caribbean, 3 channels with like kids programming on it for different age groups, Red Bull TV, 18 propaganda channels from Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
And that's about it. So like you don't want to spend any time in your stateroom at all if you're want to relax and watch TV.
It's weird because they usually have a movie channel and it lists like what movies are coming up or something like that, and there's no movies.
No, sometimes we did see some movies on one of the kids' channels. We saw Robots, Ice Age Continental Drift, something at the Night of the Museum, and Night of the Museum 2. Yes. Okay.
Another weird thing about the bed is there's only one nightstand.
Yes.
So whoever wears glasses or whatever.
And I'm guessing that's probably not a normal thing. There's probably 2. There's probably maybe.
I don't think it could fit.
I'm not sure either.
It's tighter over here than over there.
Yeah. We did get towel animals every night, and that's been good. Those are actually they've been some of the better towel animals we've gotten on the ship. We got a turtle today. I've never seen a turtle before.
No, it's great.
Yeah, we got an elephant yesterday, and so that's been really nice. Also, your suitcases do fit underneath your bed. Now, if you're going on the Empress of the Seas for a longer cruise, gotta say you might be in trouble as there is not a ton of storage space. You have a couple of drawers over here. Well, I'm going to show everyone my underpants or socks. Yep, that's great. That's what audience really needed to see that.
There's 3, and then there's 3.
3 and 3, and then you got a very, very small closet area, complete with a safe, and my shorts. How do I have 2 shorts? Oh, I didn't wear shorts today. We went to the beach. So we got that kind of things, but not a ton of room for closets. Especially if you're on this boat for a longer period of time.
Another thing I like is that they have a magnet
this I like.
for the do not disturb.
Yeah, so if you're sleeping off the adventure or it's time to out catching thrills, you just put your magnet up there like that, and I like that a lot. You do have a vanity area over here. It would probably be good if you're like a fancy makeup lady.
And it has a hairdryer.
And a hairdryer. There's that. I know what you're thinking is like, hey, but where do I poop? I'm going to show you that right now. Won't take long.
World's smallest bathroom.
It's like the smallest bathroom ever. Here is the toilet, complete with mega flush. Yep. And then, honestly, I would say there's enough shelving space in the bathroom area for 2 people. Like, if you're traveling like 3 or 4 girls in a room, you'd be in trouble. but I think for 2 people you're doing fine. Shower is very tiny. Very, very tiny. But one thing I like about the shower is that it's a curtain, which I prefer a door over a curtain, but it's a very heavy curtain. Sometimes when you have the thinner curtains, it kind of sticks to your bum, and that's not good. So while it's a very tiny bathroom, it's not the worst bathroom out there.
No.
And that'll kind of do it for our tour of the cabin. And that's it. That's our cruise on the Empress of the Seas. So I guess to quote one of my favorite YouTube channels, it's time to talk about the cruise and give the good bits an up and give the bad bits a down. I make Molly watch that on occasion. She hates it.
Like on occasion, almost every week.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. If you get the reference, let me know in the comment section below. But let's talk about it. What's been our highlights and lowlights, the ups and the downs of the Empress of the Seas. For me, I was impressed with the entertainment. The theater shows were way better than I thought they would be. Obviously, older, smaller ship, so you're not really expecting great shows. And I thought you got pretty good shows. Especially even like the show today. Like, they have, like, a full LED board in the back.
And a turntable.
And a turntable, like,
the stage.
Yeah. Like, doesn't have all the tech bells and whistles. And I think they try and do up shows that don't involve bells and whistles. So comedians and jugglers and the guy with the knife baby yesterday, which probably makes no sense. He had a little doll that he threw up into a chair that he was balancing on his face, I think. So that's been one of the highlights. I really like the main dining room food. Unfortunately, like, the night I showed was probably the worst food out of our 3 nights in the main dining room.
Yeah.
But the food was very, very good.
Desserts, not so much, though. Desserts have been a low.
Yeah.
Food, high. Desserts,
ups and downs.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Ups and downs. Sorry, down. That's a down.
Let's see, what else on the ship? One thing I did not care for was you had really inconsistent bar service. And obviously I'm on the beverage plan, but 2 bars the entire time were out of rum chata. Like, that's not good. It's not like something that's not on their menu. It's listed on their menu right there, like, over cordials, we have rum chata. And they're out the entire time, which means they probably just never sent somebody downstairs to get it out of the cabinet. And that made me mad. And then there was normally the bar staff on cruises are like experts, and you had guys that either they didn't make the drinks right according to the menu. Like, I ordered a margarita on the menu, like a specialty margarita, that was supposed to be El Mejor and Contral, and I got a margarita with Patron and Grand Marnier. Still delicious, but not what I ordered. I ordered a spiced runner, which is like kind of a rum runner type drink, and one guy made it for me frozen, and one guy made it for me on the rocks. It was just like, guys, like, the drinks were good, and then other times like, I don't know how to make that, even though it's on your menu. Like, I understand if I go up to him and say, like, hey, I want a Legend Kadoozy, and I don't know how to make that. No, you don't, because I just made it up. But I expect you to know the drinks that are on your menu. Like, it's not really, I'm not reaching there. Down.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Let's see, what else? Stateroom TV. Down.
Honestly, even though it's the oldest ship, it's actually very well maintained, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that old.
Yeah,
and it's not like the Majesty of the Seas is a newer ship, and that had a worse layout than this ship.
There's still quirks, though, with the...
Yeah. But then there's things that you're like, which are nice. Like, you go to the casino where it's on multi-levels, and you're like, that's a pretty nice layout.
Yeah.
All right, so going to just wrap things up here, I'm not sure... If you want to go to Cuba, I would recommend the Empress of the Sea. I'm really not too sure any other circumstance where I would recommend this cruise ship.
It has to be a short cruise.
It has to, yeah. I would not go on this for more than just a few days.
I mean, the activity level, there was decent amount of activities.
And there were also activities where you showed up and then the entertainment staff never showed up.
Yeah.
Went to free throw competition day on the island. Nobody was there. Went to a challenge in the arcade. Nobody was there. Like, guys, don't come on.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not
I'm not
grasping at straws. Like, I'm not like, oh, come here and wash my feet. That would be bad and uncalled for. That would get it down.
That would be a huge step for me.
Showing up to your activities, that would be expected.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of the end of this. This is our 3rd time on Royal Caribbean. Our 4th time will be next month, so we're not going to take a very long break from this cruise line.
No.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Obviously, if you're going on the Empress of the Seas, you're probably watching this to, nerd up, as that's what I do before. When we go on cruise ships, we always watch like all the YouTube videos on the ships before that. So thank you for doing that. And without you guys watching videos like this and all the other shenanigans myself and the rest of the In the Loop crew do here on these things, we would not be able to go on so many stuff. So thank you so much for doing that. If you have any questions about the Empress of the Seas, let me know in the comment section below. And if I know the answer, I'll do my best to get back to you. And besides that, thank you and good night. I'm going to go get more drinks. Turtle.